Welcome to Side Dish, where we are more than an appetizer when it comes to pop culture and fun. We are the whole meal. I'm Claudia Jordan, my guys, Headkrack and Tina Thomas. And with me, hello, fellas. Y'all are eating tonight.
Hello.
The looks. You're eating the looks tonight.
Ooh,
Just
thank you.
dressing for the weather that we heard we had.
We're all in three different atmospheres. Like you're like East Coast. I'm like Cali with the shoulder out. Tanner, you're like mid, like spring.
Yeah, it's like HK and I do share the East Coast. I'm looking out my window over there. It's starting to get cold. We're supposed to have a freeze here in Atlanta. I don't know if that's hit yet.
It got really brick cold a couple of days ago, but tonight the thing that everybody in this region is talking about is the northern lights of it all.
Oh.
We are gonna get to see the northern lights anytime between 10 p.m. and I believe like 4 a.m. depending on what part of the region you're in, and also Dallas is gonna get some of that too. So if you want to see something, if you want to see something exotic and like make it look like I don't know your background actually, you just got to pop outside at a certain time.
I'm an insomniac, so I'll definitely go see it. Not to rub it in y'all's faces, but the next 3 days in Dallas are going to be 80, 82, 83, 80, 81.
That's definitely shorts weather in November.
I'm sorry.
That's rubbing it in faces. Well, speaking of getting things rubbed in faces, Diddy, we got a pub game for you. Let's roll that graphic.
We got to update it.
Yeah, we do need to update it. Yo, that graphic, how old is that? That's like over
about
a year and a half old.
I like the segue, Tanner. You really you took a risk and you sucked the landing. Like you didn't I thought you was gonna abort and be like, no, I'm not gonna go there. You went there. I like it.
I'm diving in like Diddy is because evidently, well, first off, before we get to the way that he dove in, before we get into the whole thing, latest mugshot, let's take a look at that. Diddy's looking more like Diddy Claus every single day we see him, graying out the natural Diddy look. Not quite as keeping his sexy on like the Noxema ads, I think it used to be, or is it? I forget what that ad was.
He looks like a mugshot from like the civil rights fight. Like maybe he just got hosed down and he was like, I'm standing for something. That's what he looks like.
Yeah. He participated in a freaking.
Wow!
It was a hoe test.
Wow, not the hoe test. I'm sure he's heard a hoe test or two. Okay, now here's what's serious about him being in prison. Not only evidently, according to TMZ, he got caught with a little homemade alcohol. Now he's been sober since he was incarcerated, so this is kind of crazy. His team denies it, but he was also caught doing a three-way phone call. He was caught doing a three-way phone call, which is against the rules. None of that freaky deaky over the phones. Evidently, he was chatting with his lawyer, and then a PR person was tagged in, which is a violation of the rules for prison calls. So
why can't you call a Puerto Rican?
I imagine you should be able to call a Puerto Rican. Do we think that he's getting too comfortable in jail, sampling some of that prison wine? And is he going to be a rule breaker in prison?
Of course, he's used to not listening to people. That's why he's used to violating the word no, stop, Diddy, please don't, I can't, all that. Like, yeah, that's why he's there. You know what I mean? Like he's not. The word no is not. That's not his word.
But this three-way call play is, and I don't know how many collect calls you guys have accepted from behind bars, but I've accepted way more than I would have liked to as an adult, right? And mad times people will have you call somebody for them on three-way just because the infrastructure that they have on that call system, because it's a third-party company, they run it up. So to try to save money, you try to get somebody else on the line so you can kill two birds in one stone. And mad people do this. For them to hold his feet in the fire over this is like, come on, man. Like, he could be doing way worse.
That shouldn't be. I don't see why that's a problem. Back in my day, I accepted a collect call and did a three-way for somebody. My homegirl was in jail. She needed me to call her grandmother, so I linked her in. I tagged her in. I don't see that being an issue.
That is a weird one. That's a weird one to draw the line on.
Yeah. The toilet, the liquor in the jail, is it made in the toilet?
Wait, what was the name of it? There was a name for this. Oddly enough, our director Will happened to know the name of it. That's a strange coincidence. Pruno. Pruno is what they call it.
Why? Did I ask why?
I don't know why it's called Pruno. Evidently, it's Fanta, sugar, and apples, and then it takes 2 weeks to ferment into another sort of alcoholic situation.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Okay, and they
okay.
say you can make it with ketchup and fruit cocktail as well. So when they say toilet wine, like I want like clearly they're not using the bowl part of the base, like the part that usually gets utilized. It got to be that top shelf part of the toilet, right? Like where you take the lid off,
That
and you
upper
drop it in
deck.
there.
But
Yeah, the upper
that
deck.
freaks me out too. That thing was, oh, whenever I had to like open that thing up and know that sometimes the chain would be like you had to like fix the little ball thing. I always was freaked out. The tank part of the toilet to me is this. I don't know why it's just so gross to me. The whole thing, drinking out of anything related to your toilet. I'd rather just wait the 3 years.
I'm just imagining. I wonder if it's set up like a fancy tasting room at a winery, and then someone say, "Sean, come on in and have the vintage February, the
Oh yes,
February Pruta." And then they
it has.
open the back of the toilet, and he's like, "Oh, very nice." And they're like, "Here's your little, the paper triangle cups," and he's like, "Oh, I detect a hint of Fanta with maybe some sugar."
Yes, and notes of dookie and despair. Notes, sticky notes, dancing in my mouth.
Mm.
Wow.
And apparently they strain it through a sock as well, I guess, to get the other impurities out. Like it's just like, man, like this is my scared straight story of the day. Like I'm gonna continue to not do
If
crime.
you're
So I'll have to
drinking
live like this.
sock wine made in the back of a toilet from Fanta and potentially ketchup, you're an alcoholic. Like,
This
you're an alcoholic if you're drinking sock wine.
I
And
don't
you
want
lost
anything
most of the
this
game.
badly. I just don't want anything this badly. I don't.
Absolutely not. Golly.
All right. So Kevin Gates says we're all haters because he's 39, has a 26-year-old girlfriend. He went online and ranted about it. Check this out.
Want no old bitch, man? What nigga don't want a young man? Huh? You don't like it, he man, straight up. You hear me? What nigga want something that been, you heard me? Don't nobody go, my nigga have emotion. We ain't going to the used car line, man. Yeah, old enough to be your daddy.
Well, after a little one-on-one time with his girl, Kevin calmed down and said this.
The world want to see me miserable, you heard me? Y'all want to see me with Rasputia. That's what y'all want to see. Y'all want me to be Norbit. You couldn't have nothing nice to say because you unhealthy. When you unhealthy and you have an unhealthy heart, you say unhealthy things. You ain't say beautiful. You ain't say nothing. Look young. She look too young for him. So I guess you look the right age for me.
All right. Thoughts on Kevin's take? Could you understand him?
Yeah. Sometimes I need subtitles when he speaks. Not today. I mean, the thing is, man, like he has a certain crowd that he pulls in, and like it's not for everybody to understand. And I know the optics look crazy, but I've seen crazier optics. Like he's 39, she's 26.
Yeah.
She could have been 16. Thank God she's not, right?
Yeah.
And I think certain people with certain types of personalities, because he's like jail smart. And with the mixture of like strong, good car salesman energy too. So when you pair that, right, with the right target, you will get them to do your bidding. And it's very manipulative. It can be viewed that way. And I think that's why he goes towards the demo that he goes towards sometimes.
Yeah.
And then he had that short little run with the reformed chick who went Muslim for a second. I don't know if she's still rocking the
Oh yeah, Brittany
Renner.
Right, Brittany Renner,
Yeah,
It's
and I heard she
interesting.
removed her hijab right after the relationship.
Yeah, I mean, it's wild to get a woman to pick a whole new religion for you and then leave her. This young woman, she's attractive. I don't think the age range, I mean, people can come for me like the age range, 13 years. Okay, that's not nothing, but it's also not anywhere near some of the stuff we've seen sometimes, which is wild. Like that's a considerable age range, but like a lot of people in their 20s love the idea of being close to fame and success and power and those kinds of things. And he's got some of it.
Yeah, like how come nobody jumped on Al Pacino when that woman jumped on him and gave him a baby?
Nura, whatever her name was.
Yeah,
Come
like
on now.
There was decades in between.
Yeah.
I
Decades.
don't think 13 years is a big deal. She looks actually younger than 26, so shout out to her. Good genes. She looks really young. But they're both adults. It's not like she's. I also take issue with barely an adult, like a 19 or a 20 or 21.
Yeah.
Like she's had a few years of being an adult. I think this is not that big of a deal. But was he just calling her a B and a hoe right in front of her?
The most,
Yeah.
he was talking trash about the fans. The most, don't come for me. The most disturbing part of the whole video for me was the way that he talked to make sure you could see his teeth.
Like a very confident foghorn leghorn. Like I do declare. Like these.
He is very confident. I see these stories that we do with people. I wish I had the level of confidence of some of these people. Like they say, oh, you need a little bit of confidence and audacity to make it. They are not lying.
Yeah. It goes a long way. Another confident individual is Cameron, man, on his talk show, Talk with Flea. He talked about the time he thinks Trey Songz might have been trying to sing Cam's girl out of her drawers. Check this out.
Me, Trey Songz, my shorty at the time, and a few other people. And like I said, my shorty was bad. It's kind of not like everybody wanted her. Like I said, I don't want to accuse Trey Songz of wanting her. But it seemed like he was trying to sing to her on the elevator. Me, wouldn't have to deal with him. And I'm like, realized his nickname is Mr. Steal Your Girl. And I'm like,
And Cam also said he started to freestyle about handling someone who would make moves on his girl. So Trey probably got the message and, took his talent somewhere else. Yep.
I think this is hilarious. I think Cam is so funny. I'm glad he's in the podcast space. I think he's one of the best personalities, and a combination of him and Mace, like chef's kiss. Keep up the good work, fellas. I love what y'all do. I love his story times. I love both their story times. I think this is funny, and I totally can see this happening. Can't you?
Absolutely, especially the things I heard about Trey Songz like later down the road. You know what I mean? Like it all tracks. It all tracks. And I don't think I've heard Cameron tell too many lies between point A and point B. So I definitely believe Killer.
Yeah, it's one thing if we're out at like a bar or we're out at a show and karaoke's on or we're in the club and music's on, but if we're in an elevator and you were singing directly to my girl, like that's gonna get on me a little bit. That's gonna get on me.
Who do you think can steal someone's girl easier? Like who is the biggest threat? An athlete, rapper, R&B singer, and I'm gonna throw in comedian. What do y'all think?
I'm gonna go with singers because when you watch what Usher has been doing to people across the globe, night after night when he was doing his residencies, when his tour was going on, he pretty much ended Keke Palmer's relationship. I mean, he probably would have self-destructed on his own, but but he definitely lit the wick.
I feel like the singer, you see the singer coming. I feel like the singer coming, we know what the siren, the voice, the persona, that's a whole thing. I feel like the athlete, very obviously presents itself. Like, you got to keep your guard up around the athlete. They get a lot of opportunities. The comedian, however, that's the sneaky one. Because a lot of comedians, they're not necessarily models. They're not necessarily the best looking guys ever, but they got enough personality to laugh your girl out of her drawers. Be careful about these guys.
Yeah, I say it's a tie between the singer and the comedian.
Who have you put in the most phone time with? Out of those three dynamics, like the athletic type, the comedian type, singer type.
A close tie between singer and comedian. I definitely talked to both of those types. But the singer and I, really, really good friends, even to this day, still shows love, publicly declares it, which is awesome. Not afraid to show the feelings, whereas the comedian, not the same. Definitely not.
There needs to be a female singer like Mrs. Steal Your Man. Where's she at? You know what I'm saying? I want the same treatment.
That would be dope. I would love that. City Girls would be way up.
Well, one former city girl is about to be way up, hopefully, and I'm talking about Wendy Williams. She recently completed a battery of tests in New York City, and the neurologist concluded she does not have frontal temporal dementia, and the neurologist provided Wendy's legal team with the results late last month. Now, we've heard the different diagnoses before, but it makes you wonder if we'll ever get a clear answer. It's kind of like the Epstein files. That's a wild thumbnail for that.
Yeah.
But also could be like a Jordan logo.
Oh wow! Put
On
those on some
Tubi.
pumps.
Oh,
Some
I'm watching
heels.
that. If it's on Tubi, you know it's gonna be good. Good, good,
Mhm.
bad, or good, good. I want to watch that. I think this is so sad. That I spoke to Wendy Williams early this year. She had saw me talking about her online, and she had her publicist reach out, and she called me. It was a block number,
Okay.
and I was like, I want to tell the world how you sound on this call. You sound just at maybe about at 90% of what she sounded like when she was doing her show, and I was it. It made me irate to see that this woman is where she is with the clarity she had on the phone call with me.
Mhm.
Now I know maybe there's days where it's worse than others, but she sounded damn good to me. I'm like, girl, we gotta get you out of there. So I
Yeah.
hope she gets out. There's worse people out here. We've reported on some of them here that should be in lockdown or in a conservatorship. But Wendy Williams, how Wendy Williams inside and Kanye West out?
I read the whole.
Very good
I
point.
read this whole TMZ article, and what it sounds like is this woman or this person who did the test and did not find the evidence of the frontal temporal dementia has given this evidence to the court or given their readings to the court, and then it sounds like Wendy's team in about 2 weeks is going to file a motion to try to get the conservatorship dissolved, and then what happens is the judge has to look at this evidence and say, yes, it's dissolved. That's one option, right? And then the second option is the judge goes, I'm not sure. This report says she has it. This report says she does it. And then Wendy's legal team, from what it sounded like from that TMZ article, is going to push for a case, which would be a jury trial. And then this would all be out in the public.
Well,
See, I wonder what's the possibility of her getting some of her money returned to her that has been, siphoned away as the state tries to control her and put her in these places that she didn't want to be in when she was demanding to get let out in the first place. And now I know she may not have frontal temporal dementia, but if she does get released, that alcohol component is going to have to be watched, monitored, and curtailed. Because when all of this stuff did come out, it made certain things that I personally experienced make more sense to me. But I don't understand every level of different levels of psychosis and chemical imbalances and things like that. So I just wanted to try to make sense of the weird interaction I had. You know what I mean?
Right. And of course, I'm not saying she's 100%, right? But I feel like it was a bit drastic what they did to her. And then to hear reports of allegedly there's claims of, her being finagled out of rent money, thinking her rent was one amount when she, tagged for way more money. I bet that they're just making so much money off her in there, and that's why they're fighting so hard to keep her in there. That's usually what it's about. Follow the money.
Well, and she's going to have a case. Like if this goes to trial, if the judge gets rid of the conservatorship or it goes to trial and the conservatorship goes away, she will have a case, I would think, to sue every single one of them to try to get that money back. Say, hey, you spent this, it cost me this, it cost me yada, yada, yada. I never even had the thing to begin with. I want that restitution. And so I could absolutely see that being a thing because there's lots of different things that can cause a person to get a little off. It's not all dementia. But
even the pressure of being in this business, it's a lot, especially when you're operating at the level that she was operating at, knowing that the well-being of all these different staffers are all under your wing, and it's wild. That's right, Ms. Naughty Night. They're spending all her money. And yes, a late night talk show would be great for Wendy. I know she expressed interest in wanting to do a podcast and also teaching people to be broadcasters. That was something she was very passionate about before all this kicked into gear. And I hope she gets to do all of that.
Yeah, and she clearly had a breakdown after what her husband did to her. Had a baby on her and messed her up.
That'll do it.
That'll do it. Might have sent her over the edge. Yeah,
absolutely. We all been there. Well, I know I have. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with more after this.
fam. Let's talk about a little TikTok, shall we? Now, an influencer by the name of Brene Kennard online. His life just spilled into a courtroom, and it's costing her a cool 1.75 million. Sorry for misgendering that person. Now, we, the side this jury, will take a listen to the content creator at I Am Not a Lawyer, but give us some backstory before we make our verdict. Check him out.
Brene Kennard. She's an influencer with almost 3 million followers on TikTok, and in May of 2021, she married this man whose name is Devin. Brene and Devin live in North Carolina, and they spent a ton of time hanging out with Devin's cousin Tim and Tim's wife Akira. Brene and Devin, Tim and Akira. So these two couples hang out, they go on double dates, make social media videos together, go to birthday parties, basketball games, baseball games, all the couple things. Until in January of 2024, Akira discovers a video of Brene, her friend, and Tim, her husband, talking about things that they've done together. And yes, earlier I said Tim and Devin were cousins, so that would mean that Tim slept with his cousin's wife. Akira learns that this affair between her husband and her friend started in December of 2023, and on occasion even happened in her house when she would be asleep. After all of this is discovered, Tim and Brene move out of the homes that they share with their spouses and into a home together. And then a few months after that, Akira sues Brene, alleging that as a direct result of Brene sleeping with her husband, Akira has suffered humiliation, mental anguish, and injury to her health. She says her children are now deprived of a two-parent household, and Akira is deprived of the love, affection, companionship, and economic support of her own husband because he's given the doll to Brene.
Wow. So fast forward to the present. A court has ruled Brene, in fact, will have to pay $1.75 million to be exact. Do you feel that this is a fair and just verdict?
Damn, I might be owed $1 billion over my lifetime.
Yo, but like $1.75 million, that's a lot of money.
I didn't know that you could sue for damages over this kind of thing.
You know what I'm saying? State to state, I believe.
Yeah.
So like North Carolina has that role.
Yeah, it's called alienation of affection. Like because of your actions, you cause my husband to alienate me and withhold his affections from me. So yeah.
Because I think Fantasia got sued for that. Because I think when she won the dude from the cell phone kiosk, he was married to somebody, and that person's like former spouse sued.
Damn. Do you think if more people would like not cheat if they knew that they could possibly get sued? Tanner, what do you think? It looks like your wheels are spinning.
I'm trying to figure out, okay, so forgive me, because I saw the story a little bit today. Brene is the influencer, and she also won the $1.75 million judgment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I got Brene, who lost the judgment. Brene has to pay. She's the influencer. Okay, she might have it. That's interesting. It's so crazy to me that you could sue for this. It's crazy. I mean, if every state had some sort of law like this, I bet there would be a little less cheating.
Yeah, because I think you guys sometimes kill a hostage just to like set an example for other people.
Right?
You know what I mean? And they would move differently. And $30 million is like the biggest settlement that's ever been issued out in this sort of situation. There's a lady by the name of, I think, Carol Puryear. She was ordered to receive $30 million from a woman named Betty, and it was the largest payout in Carolina history. A literal come up.
I think I'm owed some damages here, guys. Like
you could sue.
Think about it. I'm 52. I've been dating call it 30 years. Okay, probably like 33 years. Okay. There was several times that there was definitely infidelity. Over the course and with interest compounded and with the right lawyer.
Adjusted for inflation?
Did you ever live in North Carolina?
No, but let's see, Rhode Island, New York.
I wonder what the statute of limitations is on it.
Maybe somebody was from North Carolina.
Yeah, you got to. Unfortunately, Claudia, it sounds like you would have to get married to him. But also, in my mind, goes, could you do this class action style? Could a bunch of women get together and be like, this right over here done slept with all of our men? Like, what if Amy, TJ Holmes and Amy Robach's spouses got together to sue Amy and TJ?
Yeah, I think between Gloria Allred and Ben Crump.
Yes.
One of them two.
And you can find someone, like if we can do this for married couples, I'm sure we can find some kind of loophole for boyfriend, girlfriend, fiancés, or you promised me we get married. Listen, I'm looking into this.
And if any of these relationships was like in a common law state to where like you were together for like, I don't know, some are like as short as if you have to live together for like 6 months, you're legally married.
Oh wow.
Like you may have a case.
Listen, I gotta look into that. I may never have to work again. Guys. Hawaii, Illinois, Mississippi, New Mexico now. Utah now.
There's more states than I anticipated. Having these "you cheated on me, I'ma sue you" laws.
Nothing in like Georgia or New York, Rhode Island, Cali, Texas.
The state of Georgia would go bankrupt if that law was initiated here. Like,
wow. What do you feel like those commercials look like? Because the lawyers, there's got to be some lawyers who specialize in this, and they're always like, if you've been in a truck accident, you might be entitled to. They're like, did your low down, no good man go and sleep with some other woman? You may be entitled to restitution. Call 66, whatever.
Right. And those commercials are always so ghetto over a hip hop beat. Always.
Raw dog law.
Raw dog law. We're going to get the money.
I'm like, who calls them?
Go get the money. I'm sorry.
When it comes to exes in the public eye, some stories just refuse to retire. Now, at a recent Women's Expo, my former Cocktails with Queens co-host Vivica A. Fox took the mic and shared some dating advice for the young girls chasing her dreams. Take a listen.
Don't date 50 Cent and don't date no damn rappers. Thanks. Yes. Wait, just so you know, it took me years to be able to laugh about it. Right. I had to learn to laugh, not to cry no more. But I did it. Yes.
Well, 50 Cent couldn't let her get off that easy. He took to his Instagram and shared this photo with the caption, "Either way, I'm going to have that in the Matrix. I love me some you, girl, but damn, it's been 22 years, Vivica." Now, maybe she's turning her heartbreak into wisdom. At what point do you need to stop talking about your ex? Or do you think it's okay to talk about your ex for however long it's part of your life? Is it giving unhealed wounds, or is she free to talk about it as long as she wants? What do y'all think, fellas?
It's part of her story. Like, I mean, it's her story to tell, and people are going to ask her the questions and they know she's going to answer it. So it's kind of almost like a pitch of the softball to an easy hit, you know what I mean? And, and it's going to carry. Like, if that person wasn't famous, this wouldn't be a story, but she just happened to have dated a famous person. And this is part of her, her dating history that, comes up often.
And also, that famous person is quick with the response every single time. And so it's like whatever fire that was left, there's always a little gas being thrown on it. And also, it's kind of a weird response from 50 with a Matrix meme. Well, is he saying that he wants to continue to hook up with her in the Matrix? Like, what's he doing with the Morpheus red pill, blue pill? Like I don't get it. And for anybody who's watching right now, what you need to know is that Vivica Fox is one of the nicest people in the industry. Like ever from the very first time I ever interviewed her years ago, she's just been so incredibly kind. And so it's her story to tell. However she wants to tell it, I support her.
And if we could give you some behind the scenes shop, there was like one episode of Side Dish where we were still on set where like during the commercial break, but she was just so sweet as always. And so many cool things happened during the commercial break. We do gotta get the Patreon going, like you said.
I worked with Vivica for 3 years, and I've also been friends with her for a long time. We've definitely discussed 50 Cent on Cocktails of Queens, and he definitely clapped back and he saw stuff. It is part of her story. And I don't think it's cool when people tell people to shut up about something. Clearly, there's something that maybe she feels it was unresolved, and she was hurt by it. And he's as much a part of her dating history as she's a part of his. They were public. They were out there. I don't care if it was 22 years ago. And they have. What'd you say?
Our producer said Chelsea Handler talks about him.
Oh, yeah. Chelsea Handler talks about him as well. And she doesn't get the same smoke that a Vivica gets. And I don't like that. You definitely see a difference where it's more playful when 50 reacts to Chelsea as opposed to Vivica. And I think she knows that that's a long running joke. So if you have a public appearance, like, who doesn't do self-deprecating humor? She's kind of making fun of the fact that she used to date him and she's like, don't date him. I don't think it was that big of a deal. And, I would love to see them get on a show and do a podcast episode together. I think that'd be fire and just see how they are together.
Vivica and 50?
Yep.
I think that's a whole like podcast lane where you get like
With your ex.
exes together and they just have a conversation for an hour, and that's the podcast. Like people that broke up, like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yep.
Gwyneth and whoever she consciously uncoupled with,
Chris.
J-Lo and like 42% of America. Like, I mean, like, yo, like, you know, just unlimited like podcast episodes of people hashing out their things, because people are gonna break up. That's gonna happen. But have you grown from it? And that, I think that could be the base of the podcast.
I'm going to read this tweet real quick. 50 saying Vivica needs medication because she's still talking about him. I think this is his theory or analysis. Thank you, Lauren. That makes perfect sense. There's this show. I see it on Facebook sometimes. I think it's by this. I think it's a therapist. Her name is Lauren. I think her name is Lauren. She's got dark hair. And HK, that's the show. Is she gets people. Sometimes they're still in a relationship. Sometimes they've broken up, but they're still close friends. And she like mediates this, but she's great at it. And I would love to get the story out like that.
Let me just say something real quick. 50, hilarious, #1 troller. I think he needs to have a talk show. You really can't tell Vivica to stop, because the way you still troll Ja Rule and others, like you never let stuff go. Like you, like 50, if he got beef with you, it's beef forever. So it's kind of like, maybe I'll kind of have that in common. Like if you could still buy front row tickets to Ja Rule's concerts and throw him off and still like kind of like have that going, Vivica can talk about a time we out together.
That's true. Okay, moving right on along. Hey, listen, sometimes when life gives you whistles, you need to turn them into wisdom. Paris Jackson, the daughter of Michael Jackson, she's gotten real about something fans have heard for years, and that is the distinctive noise, the nose whistle in her videos. Here's the real reason behind it.
Also, I realize I have never actually addressed this, and it can sometimes be very noticeable. I have a really loud whistle. If you go back to videos, you can hear it when I breathe through my nose. And that is because I have what is called a perforated septum, slightly different from a deviated septum. And that is, it's what you think it's from. Don't do drugs, kids. Or, I mean, you know, everyone's going to have the experience they need to have with life. I'm not going to tell anyone what to do, but I don't recommend it because it ruined my life. I don't want to get plastic surgery to fix it because I'm almost 6 years sober, and so you have to take pills when you do a surgery that gnarly, and I don't want to put that. But I've been living with this since I was about 20, and it's when you're in the studio, coughing vocals, and I can actually stick a spaghetti noodle.
Ugh.
Do that with it.
Well, why would you?
So there we go. That is the real reason. A pretty bold thing to admit. Also pretty bold to admit that she's had that since she was 20.
How you burn out your nose by the time you're 20?
How do you do it?
How do you burn out your nose that, like, you do that much damage by the age of 20? And can I just go on the record and say, first of all, she does not have one drop of black blood in her body. Like, can we please knock off this rave? Please stop. It is my opinion. It is not that of Foxhole or Fox or Side Dish. I don't see it as a member of the biracial community. The absolute nothing, not one single piece of genetic material. I'm sorry. Yeah, y'all know what I think on this, and y'all feel me. I feel like you feel me.
Oh, well, Michael was her dad, but probably not her father. And, you know, if you really do the research, you know, like the doctor guy that is his friend, that's who them kids look like.
That child is as white as they come.
Also, don't do drugs, people. To burn a hole in your septum, you are putting a lot through the nose. And to do it by 20, to me, is shocking because that means you probably started pretty young, and that means you were consistent. You hear about it from like rock stars who in their like 20s and early 30s did it when they're touring the world. And so for a teenager, yeah, Tamika said it right there. She did that much drugs, she burned out her nose. That's crazy. That's something else.
Yeah.
That's sad though,
walk
actually.
around and sound like a slide whistle.
Damn, I wish my fake dad was Michael Jackson. Damn.
Woo! Shut on then.
He can be still. We gotta go to break. We're gonna see y'all in 2 minutes. Does anybody have any remedies for what she's going through? Drop it in the chat. We'll talk about it when we come back.
Does she say, "Mama say, Mama saw, that's not my kid"? Mama say, Mama say.
Now, if you had a meteor nose, you'd have more years before that.
Oh,
More cartilage to run defense, right?
See?
Block it off. Right.
Wow.
Welcome back. Hey, y'all. With the evolution of technology and the rise of AI, some skills are quickly fizzling out. Now, according to an IG account, Kaizen executive, there are a few that are becoming obsolete. Writing in cursive, around 25 US states don't have a requirement to teach cursive. And poor Gen Z, they can barely read or write it, which is really sad. All right. Also, telling time on an analog clock, only 43% of people under 30 can read them. Ooh, that's insane. Using physical maps. Studies show 90% of people solely rely on GPS. Memorizing phone numbers. 1 in 3 adults know more than 2 phone numbers by heart. That's it. Back in the day, we knew everyone's phone number by heart. Using landlines. Under 25% of homes have landlines. I have one. I love them. Mental math. People rely on calculators and their phone to do math, so they can't really do that anymore. And writing letters and handwriting in general. All right, y'all, how many of these skills do you still use? And do you have any honorable mentions for the list? I think this is really sad.
Yeah, no, I'm still doing a lot of those things. I don't have to use like an actual map anymore per se, but the landline, I use it at the gym. You know what I'm saying? When I'll be calling custies. I like to still do math in my head because it's fun. But these kids, they're doomed. If the power went out or they couldn't like USB charge something, they're finished. Out of here.
Done. The writing in cursive, I just, children that are watching, this is what cursive looks like.
Oh, very nice.
That's the whole font. You can font that.
I do have a landline because I'm born in the 1900s. Memorizing phone numbers, I realize that this is bad. I just memorized my mom's phone number this week.
What, this week?
How long she had that number?
Decades.
I got my parents' numbers. I got my parents' numbers memorized. I got my grandparents' number memorized, even though they don't really have a number anymore. I stopped writing in cursive because I can't even read my cursive. I can tell a clock. I'm good with the map. One of them that I will throw on the list real quick is driving a manual transmission car. I feel like that is going to be the number one anti-theft device in the world in 10 years.
That is the best way to like get people to not ask you to borrow your car.
Right?
Oh yeah, if you have that.
It was like manual.
Oh, how much so in cooking? People just use a microwave. A lot of people don't know how to cook
Yeah.
like they used to.
Yeah, there was a point in time where like I was really proud of my cooking, and I realized that I'm buying a lot of things that are kind of already cooked, and I'm just heating it up and adding protein.
That
doesn't
counts as
count.
far as I'm concerned.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
feel seen. I feel seen. very much so.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but like 'cause people are quick to run up that Uber Eats bill like it ain't no thing, and then wonder like where their money's going. Because like it say one price, but then you forget the fees and then the tip that you tip people for them to still get your order wrong.
Hey, Claudia, you say you got that landline. Do you have one of those like 10-foot long curly cords?
No, it is a cordless phone. I did upgrade to that.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, but my friends make fun of it because they're like, "You have a landline? I like a landline. I do."
Yo, do you guys remember there was a point in time kids will never understand? I barely understand. It's like when you used to say, "Hey, hey, Headkrack, I'm gonna call you at 5:45." All right, and then you'd be like, "All right," and then we would both be standing by the phones in our different homes, and you're looking at your watch, knowing that at 5:45 Tanner's gonna call, and that's
Yep.
how people used to do phone calls.
Yo, do you remember how it felt to be like in a relationship with somebody? And this is before like call waiting was readily available for everybody. And then you call them and a line is busy and your mind is racing like, yo, who you on the phone with? Like for this long, you better have a good answer. And that went both ways because like, like I didn't have call waiting either for a while. But when
Do you remember when there was an option where you can break through to their call? Do you remember that?
I do remember I've never had to press that nuclear button because that seemed like Mark Wahlberg in Fear type energy, and I didn't want to exude that, you know what I'm saying, too early in the game. But have you ever broke through?
Of course. And I'll do it again,
Oh.
damn it.
Oh, I'll do it again. Okay, all right. This one. Okay. Here's a little something that is never going out of popularity. It's always going to be popular. I'm talking about stripper poles. That's time. It is time for us to run to the comments. I'm all over my words there. This one is so crazy because evidently we got a stripper pole in a senior community and the video is going viral. The comments are not disappointing. Let's take a twirl around the video first. Here it comes. Yo, she got the heels on.
Man. She used to dance at Onyx when it was just opal.
Wow.
Yo,
Wow.
you know we had the bum rush them comments. Somebody in the comments, man, they said retired but not expired. Someone else says the men will make it rain with bingo chips. Another person commented, grandma gotta have a life too, Chody. Somebody else said, I hope it's for cardio and not sexy time with Harold. And another said, coming to the stage, Eunice and Beatrice. Y'all know them as root beer and tapioca.
Oh my God.
Yo, I mean, I love the fact that there's something that, like, is keeping the senior citizen community active. You know what I mean? And you also could look at the video and tell whose muscle memory has not escaped them, because some of them had it more than others.
You know what they say though? The senior citizen homes have the very, very, very high rates of STDs.
Yup.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody likes it. Someone's looking at that and getting mid chub,
Some man took his blue chew about 45 minutes ago talking about, Eunice is headed to the pole after nap time today.
They remove them dentures and go on an adventure.
And when do you think is gonna be the last time you feel sexy? Like, at some point it does stop. Like, we stop doing it. Like, they probably still feel like, they still got it. And they, one of them does a little bit.
I would like to think that in my elderly age that there would be someone age appropriate for me that I would feel like maybe there's still a little attraction there.
In a perfect world, like, I mean, yeah, because like you never want to see yourself as on the injured reserve or just like retired list. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, like, oh man, it only gets firm in the middle or something like that. Like, you always want to feel like you're gonna be like an active combatant in that realm, and
Oh, it's
firm
fellas.
in the middle.
We all that starts in your 30s.
How does that even work?
Like fishing bait.
Oh, that's a real
it
thing.
moves like an elephant trunk. I can almost, but
I think I can. Oh, no.
All right, we gotta go to break. When we come back, we hit y'all with a question of the day. What would your stripper names be? Let us know in the chat. We'll see you in 2 minutes.
hold up, let me get some rubber band.
Yo, shout out to Bowleg Betty in the chat. Old Faithful as well. Welcome back to Side Dish, y'all. It's time for question of the day. We got to set the scene. Now, imagine you're getting ready in the morning. You've got your clothes laid out, a little fresh cup of coffee in hand. Now, someone insists that there's only one correct order to get dressed, and any other way is pure chaos, like eating a burrito from the middle. Now, let's take a quick look at what someone says is her perfect order. You tell me if you think she's right.
Correct order to get dressed.
2, 3, 5, 4, 1.
Okay.
And if you do anything else, you need to be locked up.
Absolutely not. No way.
What?
No.
What do you mean no?
No.
2, 3.
No.
No.
Well, Claudia, Claudia.
No.
What you
Are
got?
you a
What's
3,
order?
4, 1? What are we talking about here?
I'm a 2, 4, 5, 3, 1. I put the underwear on first, then the socks, because it makes it easier to put the pants up, and then I put the shirt on, socks, and then the shoes, and you leave. Well, what are we doing? What are we talking about?
Yeah, what order are you lining it up, bro?
I mean, the only logical explanation is 2, 3, 5, 4, 1. You ever begin with 3? You're just out here like Porky Pig in it, out here like Donald Duck. What is that? Claudia gets ready like she's Mickey Mouse talking about.
No, I said
2, 4, 5, 1.
underwear then
What?
socks. Underwear then socks, so you're not standing on a cold floor. Then you pull the pants up because it's easier to put the pants up with the socks on. They slide. Yes. Then the shirt, then the socks, then the shoes. What are we talking about?
Like depending on who's home, right? If the kids are gone, I'm going 4, 3,
Wow.
2,
Whoa,
5,
socks
1.
before draws, so you're butt naked with socks on with your junk out?
Yo, that's crazy.
Frisky business. Now, if everybody's home,
Yo,
then
shirt?
I'm gonna go drawers, socks, pants, then shirt. But if I'm out of shape, shirt then pants.
So for a minute, you guys both kind of agree with the top on, bottom off, like much like a Winnie the Pooh. Remember, he would always walk around with
Yeah.
shirt
Winnie
on
the
and
Pooh.
nothing underneath.
It's
Like
kinda
I
fun.
definitely getting like socks are the last thing, like underwear's the first thing, drawers, whatever I'm doing there. And then yeah, a lot of times it'll be pants, then shirt. And then depending if I'm looking at the shirt and I feel like, oh, I need to put some different pants with this, I might go back to pants. But
Exactly, daddy boy. Why are you putting your socks on after your pants first and they slide on easy? Oh my God, you guys.
I will admit, I got a toe catching pants all the time, and it's frustrating.
Because you gotta
Really?
put your socks on first.
Yo,
Oh my
shout out to
God.
anybody in it. The only psycho thing that I think somebody can truly do, like habitually, is put their shoes on before their pants.
That's crazy talk. Yeah.
Like, because I'm sure there's somebody, because like no matter what you could think of, there is someone somewhere doing that weird, unique
That's
thing.
true.
You know, there is somebody every day who probably buys like some wide leg Jinkos still in 2025
Yeah.
and puts their shoes on last, and then just boom. Yes, there's nothing wrong with air drying, but it's not an everyday thing. Once again, if the kids are home,
I dress in a fashion in which, like, if the house were to suddenly burst into flames or someone were to suddenly like burst into my apartment, I'm at least minimum covered where I could take action.
all right, y'all let us know what order y'all getting it done in the chat. But when we come back, we're gonna play everybody's favorite game. You know what it is. Whose cousin is this? See how unique individuals into.
Welcome back to Side Dish. We are live. I just want to call out this comment from Frank Worrell W. He skips number 2 altogether. He said, well, I'm 65, haven't worn drawers since I was 12. All right.
Live free.
Well, okay, here we go. Hey, guys, you know what time it is? It's time for everybody's favorite game. Whose cousin is it? Okay, here we go. He asked for it, and the cops listened. A 29-year-old man in Chicago has literally been begging cops to arrest me, daddy. And he finally got his wish, kind of.
Take that away, Chloe, for me.
Oh, this can't be the one wish Ray J was singing about. So the man, an influencer, interrupted a traffic stop to troll cops. His signature move on social media, he twerked, body rolls, and begged a cop to arrest him. And this time the cop was like, okay, bet.
Now, he got cuffed mid-twerk and thrown in the back of a cop car, but only spent 20 minutes inside before being released, chasing clout and cuffs. Get you a man that could do both, right?
Okay, so soon after his release, he was back to trolling cops. Whose cousin? Oh boy, a 29-year-old Chicago man begging to be arrested, twerking for the police officers.
I mean, it screams gay black man, but I've been wrong all week.
But the times you were wrong, were you going with your initial gut instinct every time? Because sometimes we can't overthink this, right? Like, like zone a little bit much into the details. Because I've done it sometimes too.
The arrest me daddy and like body rolling, but then again, you know what?
Yeah, because I don't think I ever heard a white dude say daddy though, like not like that.
But since Diddy's trial, maybe more have because they've heard it on a mainstream level, maybe.
I have definitely heard the Caucasian gays use the term "daddy," not directed at me,
Really?
but it's
Tell us
in the
more.
vernacular. It's in the vernacular. Yo, whoa, hold up! That sounds like Broken Bow, Oklahoma, white. That's my hometown. That's my hometown. That's personal. That's personal.
Say, yo, HK, this your cousin twerking at the police. Yeah, because think about Lil Nas X in this situation. You know what? 10 toes down, leaning in on it. Our cousin. Me and Claudia cousin. I'm going with that.
I've been wrong all week. I'm gonna say a bold white gay man. I'm switching it.
Okay.
All right. I'm going with my cousin because he was released.
Real spill.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He requested to be arrested. They said, "Fine, cuff him," and then they were like, "Get him out of here."
Okay, well let's pull back the lever and move that van.
Let's go.
Let's go. And he's still looking back at it in the mugshot.
Yo.
It looks like Michael B. Jordan if nothing went right.
I was about to say there's a little Michael B. flavor in there.
Michael G.
Wow.
Gordon.
See, I'm wrong all week. I can't. Yeah, and I had it.
That was Michael Bay Jordan.
I need the video of the body roll. I want to see the video of the body roll. Body rolling just never looks cool unless it's Beyonce doing it.
Oh,
Like,
the body roll? Come on now. You got a body roll, Claudia.
Do that again.
Oh, the body roll? That's like what you learn. That's like when you're a white guy.
Can we coordinate it, Tanner?
Oh man, I lost my audio. I can't hear anything.
Wait, let me face this way. I got to face here. There we
I'm
go.
gonna face your way.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Ooh, yeah. Throw some ones on the stage.
Oh man,
wait, where did Claudia go?
We body rolled her.
We
off
lost
the
her.
set.
Oh dang.
I couldn't hear y'all, but I saw you guys both in sync, body roll together. Can we do it one more time?
Can we?
Where's your cash? You got your cash?
Where are we going?
And 3, 2, 1, and
There we go. All right.
See y'all manana, man. Like, subscribe, share, and tell others we'll do this again tomorrow. Yeah,